Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Notify Channel. From the mid-1900s up until now in the 21st century, it's pretty clear that there's a single superpower that stood out. The United States. Wouldn't you agree? Naturally, other nations are eager to catch up with America, some even aiming to steal that superpower spotlight. China is one such contender, and they're not shy about it. Economically, China is almost rubbing shoulders with America. They're one country that doesn't hesitate when it comes to diving headfirst into trade skirmishes. When we talk about military strength, is China a force to reckon with? Well, according to Global Firepower, they're ranked third. If we peek beneath the surface, we can't help but see China's potential to rise as a superpower. Pocket power. Firstly, let's tackle the topic of how much China invests in their military. As a nation experiencing a quick-paced economic upswing with a gross domestic product, GDP, tallying up to a whopping $17.73 trillion, China sets aside about 1.2% of its GDP for the military budget. Have you ever wondered how much that comes to? It's a jaw-dropping $230 billion. This figure is second only to the United States in terms of global military expenditure, with the US splurging a staggering $761 billion. Given these financial figures, are you surprised to see China holding the number 2 spot on globalfirepower.com, a site that ranks the military prowess of countries across the globe? Manpower might now, shifting gears to manpower, China's force is nothing short of impressive. Keep in mind, in this era, China is the country that can claim the title for the world's largest population. How many, you ask? As per 2021 data, China's population has skyrocketed to 1.412 billion people, which makes up 17.9% of the world's total 7.888 billion population. With such a vast population, it's only natural to assume China has the largest military personnel count globally, right? You'd be correct. China's military personnel comes in at a whopping 3.1 million, divided into 2 million active personnel, 510,000 reserve personnel, and a further 625,000 paramilitary personnel. What would happen in an emergency, you might wonder? With compulsory military service since 1951, China can quickly bolster their forces. Men aged 16 to 49, a staggering 664.8 million individuals can be called upon. Can you imagine the size of that force? Weapons galore. Moving on from money and manpower, let's dive into the fascinating realm of weaponry. Did you know China is among the most prolific weapons producers? In fact, this country often regards weapons manufacturing as a primary income source. Let's kick off with their ground artillery. Based on the numbers, China is armed to the teeth with at least 4,950 tanks, 174,300 armored vehicles, 4,229 artillery launchers, and 3,145 rocket projectors. Looking at these figures, don't you think China is a pretty formidable force in terms of ground strength? Moreover, the tech within China's latest weaponry is anything but ordinary. For instance, consider the Dongfeng 41, China's 4th-generation intercontinental ballistic missile. This weapon's capabilities? They're simply mind-boggling. The missile can cover an incredible 18,000 kilometers at a blistering speed of Mach 25, or about 30,600 kilometers per hour. Can you believe this? According to Chinese military parades and official statements, if fired from Beijing, this missile can make it to Washington, D.C. in half an hour. Why bring up America? The answer is simple. China and the U.S. often clash, and recent rumors from the U.S. suggest that China might be supplying weapons to Russia. Besides its speed and range, the DF-41 also boasts considerable firepower. It's armed with between 6 and 10 nuclear warheads, each packing the power of 3 megatons of TNT, hundreds of times the destructive force of the atomic bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. The Dongfeng 41 isn't the only ace up China's sleeve. Early 2023 saw the unveiling of another game changer, the SC-19, an anti-satellite missile that had the US on high alert. This missile is said to be designed to secure victory in a space war scenario by taking out enemy satellites. Air dominance. Next, let's turn our attention to the skies and China's air arsenal. You might be surprised to learn that the Chinese military possesses a whopping 1,570 fighter aircraft, 801 support aircraft, and 1,194 helicopters. China's air assets are entirely homegrown and are continuously evolving. A notable development is in the realm of drones. China recently announced a new addition to their drone arsenal, the Winglong 1E. Its primary duties include reconnaissance and precision strikes. However, it goes beyond that. The Winglong 1E will be equipped with AI to automate the launch and landing process. China believes that this drone will become the master of the battlefield skies, providing both precise information and deadly attacks. What's more, it's touted as a budget-friendly option, costing just a quarter of what it takes to produce an American drone. So, if an American drone like the MQ-1 Gray Eagle costs about $31 million, then Winglong will only set China back by roughly $7.9 million. Naval might. Transitioning from the skies and the ground, let's delve into China's naval capabilities. Accessible data tells us that China is armed with 2 aircraft carriers, 3 light aircraft carriers for helicopters, 50 destroyers, 43 frigates, 72 corvettes, 78 submarines, 150 patrol vessels, and 36 minesweepers. Their naval strength is quite extraordinary, particularly considering China's frequent involvement in maritime disputes in areas like the South China Sea. One of the most noteworthy elements of China's naval weaponry is their nuclear submarines, such as the Type 094 Jin class. This submarine is a carrier of intercontinental missiles like the JL-2, which can reach up to 7,000 kilometers, and the JL-3, boasting a range of 12,000 kilometers. More impressive is the destructive power they wield, capable of reaching 2 megatons of TNT. That's enough to obliterate cities as large as New York or Tokyo. Well, that concludes our exploration for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.